Okay. Sorry about that, guys. That just took me a second to get everything really rolling here. Okay. Hey, Cynthia. How are you doing, Angela? Occasionally we are going to have that light turn off. You know what? Actually doesn't look too bad. Maybe I'll go with it. See how we look with a little bit, yeah, alright. Hey there, everyone. Thank you, Cynthia. I'm doing good. How are you doing? Okay, so let me get some names going here. I am doing good, Angela. Hope you're doing well too. Okay, Cynthia, you'll be number 1. And then Angela will be number 2. And Xena will be number 3. Okay. All right, thank you guys for tuning in and for staying subscribed to the channel. Can you guys read this okay down here? Hopefully you can read that if you're on your phone or a tablet. Tried to make it as clear as possible. Oh, Gypsy Soul. I can put you on the list. I didn't see you come in, so. Okay. Well, we'll see what we got for you, Xena. Hey there, Sydney. Awesome, Angela. Thank you for telling me that. I'll add you, Sydney. You'll be number 5. You're welcome, Xena. All right, Cynthia's question was general for the next 2 weeks. Hey there, Joseph. Next 2 weeks. What do we have as a general for Cynthia for the next 2 weeks? Okay. One more shuffle. There we go. Okay. Let's see what we got here, guys. So for Cynthia, next 2 weeks. All right, so we get yin yang in reverse. So if I see this card, I'm thinking that it could be more of a balancing thing. So we could have our attention drawn to areas that we need to balance. And that's probably not the funnest thing to hear. But, you know, falling down because we're imbalanced is also not going to be a good thing either. Not that you're going to fall, but I'm using that as an example. So that's what I'm seeing there. You're moving out. Okay, so you're going to be seeking something new, kind of changes. Just be on the lookout for things that are kind of... Let's do this. Hold on. I know I keep doing this. I should come back on. Don't know what to do. Well, just keep a stiff upper lip here, Cynthia, and remain as balanced as you can. Basically, don't let anxiety take over. And I know that's easier said than done, but let yourself be as calm as you possibly can, and then we can make the right decisions from there. So that's what I'm seeing. The next 2 weeks, you just need to remain calm, remain in a state where you can be adaptable and flexible. Okay, that's going to be the best thing moving forward. So that's what we can focus on. Okay, and Angela, what was your question? You're very welcome, Cynthia. Let's look. Will you and your wife reconcile? You're welcome, Angela. Okay. One more shuffle. That'll be enough. Here we go. Will you and your wife reconcile? So if I see this card here. This is the Devil card, okay? And when I see this card, it's telling me that there's a possibility of reconciliation, but there's going to be a lot of things that need to be worked through. So if you get into a place where you can communicate with the person, be open with them, and be vulnerable and allow communication to come up and kind of air out the past, that's going to help you tremendously. But both of you have to be willing to be vulnerable in that situation. If one of you is doing all the work or trying to make things work or things coming together, it's not going to be reconciliation. So there just needs to be effort on both parties for there to be reconciliation is what I'm seeing when I get the Devil card. Okay, so hopefully that gives you some insight, and hopefully you guys do work it out. But there's possibilities it can work out, but again, both of you have to want that to happen. And if one of you doesn't, then there's not a lot you can do with that. So, all right. Xena, number 3. Will your lab work be good this week / next week? You're welcome, Angela. Thank you for coming on here. All right. Will your lab works come out good this week / next week? Let's see what we can get for you, Xena. One more shuffle here. Hey there, Jano. I can put you on the list here. You're number 6 in line. There's a few people ahead of you, but it's not too bad. We're on number 3 right now. Okay. What will the results be of Xena's lab tests? Hey there, Kelly. How's it going? Good. No more random, at least for now, Jano. So here's what I'm seeing here. And I can understand you'd be scared, Xena, but we get the Tower in reverse. Now, what this could mean is that I view it as a couple ways, right? One of the ways is basically going to be you focusing on kind of what you have that's around you that you can do. And the reason why I'm saying that is there may be news that comes in. Yeah, Kelly, I can add you. And Mondal, I can add you too. You're number 7, and Mondal, you're number 8. I'm on number 3 right now. So when I call your name or number, we'll go through the list, okay? So just wait to ask your question. Okay, so the Tower card in reverse, there could be some news, and it could be something that you're needing to hear or something that you're needing to get checked up on. I don't feel like it's going to be something that's going to be disastrous necessarily, but I do feel like maybe something will come up that when it's looked at, things will get better, right? Because you're taking initiative and you're doing something there. I think you'll be okay, but the Tower card is basically saying that maybe this will give you something to kind of remind yourself of being happy with what we got, so to speak. I think you'll be fine, but it feels like to me that there could be a small issue that needs to be addressed, but I don't think anything big. So I'm hoping the best for you there, Exina. You're welcome. You're very welcome. And Gypsy Soul, what was your question? All right, let's see what we can do here. Hey, Mary Doll. Okay. You're number 9 on the list, and we're on number 4 right now. Whenever you're ready, Gypsy Soul. All right, Gypsy Soul says Leo's feelings towards you. Let's look at that. What are Leo's feelings towards Gypsy Soul? What is the person that Gypsy Soul is interested in, their feelings towards them? Do a couple more. You're okay, Gypsy Soul. You guys are just fine. Yeah, they always bark at the worst times. It's never when it's convenient. But I really don't know what a convenient time to bark would be. You know what I mean? Band practice, maybe. A little bit of barking in the background. I don't know. Barking in the bark ground. That's what it should be. Anyway. So right here, we have this card for you, Gypsy Soul. This is the Fountain card. And this is going to be talking about... I know, right? It's absolutely how it is. This is going to be talking about... I never tell people to wait for anyone. Ever. You know, do your thing. If things happen, they happen. If it's an organic connection, it's an organic connection. When I see the Fountain card here, there could be something, right? But it could also be that you just need to let things be for now and then see where things are going. So their feelings towards you, there's still a connection, or there is a connection, but it feels like it's an immature connection at this time. Maybe in the future there could be something else, but it's one of those things where I always say, don't hold your breath, don't wait for anybody. We do not get time back. We could waste 2 or 3 years or 20 or 30 years on someone. We don't get that time back. We don't get a refund. You know, we don't get a few year discount. No, we have to pay all that time. And a partner can either be a prison sentence or an incredible place to be. So we got to choose wisely. So that's kind of where I'm coming at here. So yeah, so that's kind of the scenario I'm seeing there. Okay. Sydney, are you there? Yeah, I just don't want people to ever wait on anybody, because when we're waiting, we're wasting, you know, in that sense. Hey, Ryu, I'm doing good. How are you? You're on the list, Ryu. Hey there, Concrete Surfer. Yeah, I can add you. You're number 11. But we're breezing through the list here. So, Sydney, did you mess up your chance with Jordan? Let's see. Did Sydney mess up their chance with Jordan? You're welcome, Concrete. Okay. So, Sydney, we get the Chariot in reverse. And that's things not moving forward. That's things being stuck, at least for now. So what I would tell you is I don't feel like messing up. I don't feel like that's ever something we should say. It's kind of like a learning experience because messing up implies that there's a correct way to do everything. Sometimes we just don't know the full story until we know the full story, or we're in a certain mood. Things just happen and it feels like it's the wrong time, you know? So I'm going to say right now things aren't looking very good or very likely. But it doesn't mean there can't be something in the future. Again, though, don't wait for anyone. And maybe try talking to them to see what's going on. And if you've already messaged them a few times, let things happen organically, moving forward. And if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. But if it's not, we got to step away from that connection. So that's what I've got for you. But it seems like right now things are definitely at a halt. So I would say, yeah. But I wouldn't say you messed up. We're learning, right? Okay, Jason. What about you? Or Jano? Jason, Jano. Either one. You're welcome, Sydney. Jason is good. Okay. All right. Is Kay interested in you? Let's look at that. Is Kay interested in Jason? Is Kay interested in Jason? One more shuffle here. All right, is Kay interested in Jason? So we get this card here. If I see the Hermit card in reverse, I'm wondering if Kay is someone who's dealing with like recovering from something. It could be a relationship or something, or maybe they've gone through an introverted phase. That could be something that I'm seeing here because the Hermit in reverse could be someone that wants to go out, wants to do things, wants to gain confidence, but is maybe lacking in one of those areas. Or someone who doesn't let you into their inner world very deep. It does feel like there's a connection here because it feels like Kay's trying to break through old perceptions. Okay. It feels like Kay's trying to break through old perceptions to understand, I guess, to understand herself better. It feels like this connection is going to take a bit more time. I do feel there's an interest here, Jason, but it's like, it feels like she's going through something. I mean, everyone's going through something, but, and then I heard the word fire in my head, and I'm not thinking that, you know, she's on fire right now, because that would be, no. I'm thinking the reason I heard fire is there's like this hurry kind of energy that I'm getting. It's like a quick energy. So that's what I'm getting. Yeah, it's going to take time. Give it time, Jason, and, you know, we can go from there, but it feels like it's just going to be a minute. A lot of people just feel like they're busy. And hey there, Fairy Wish. Yes, I can add you. You're number 12 on the list, but we're working our way through it. Okay. All right, Kelly, are you still there? Absolutely, we all gotta heal. Hey, Jason, rush or tush, either one works. If you're not in a tush, if that's your thing, great. I'm not here to judge. All right, so Kelly says, will I get a job offer from any of the work from home jobs you applied for this month? Let's look at that, Kelly. You feel a spark though, so we'll see. Yes, we will. Yes, we will. It just seems like she's trying to gain confidence, or she's trying to gain something that she lost somewhere. So it just feels, yeah, and you're healing too, so it makes sense. Having difficulty with transportation, so need to work from home. I hear you. I work from home. I don't like working other places. My boss is a son of a bitch, though. I'm my own boss, if you're wondering. Very hard on myself. All right, Kelly, so let's see here. Will you get a job offer from any of the work from home jobs you applied for this month? Hopefully I'm wrong, but if I see 10 of Cups in reverse, it could be... Thank you, Concrete. It could be that things could be taking longer than we're expecting. And this could also mean that maybe you do get a position, but like I said, maybe there's something blocking it. Maybe there's something that is limiting us. I'm wondering if you can take a course, or if there's something you can do to show being more accredited towards what you do, even though I'm sure you have everything you need, but something's telling me that there could be something else that we could have to get a work from home job easier. 10 of Cups in reverse, I'm not viewing it as negative. I'm not viewing it as necessarily a no, but it could be delayed, right? And it really depends on what kind of positions you're applying for, what kind of work you would be doing. But this right here, 10 of Cups in reverse, I'm going to say, and I know this doesn't help you either way. Well, I'm actually going to say this. I'm going to say 70% chance it's a no, 30% chance it's a yes. So it feels like there's a chance of it happening, but it just feels like there's a delay. So I would just say keep applying, keep doing your thing. And I know it's a pain in the ass. I get that, but that's kind of what I'm seeing. Yeah, I thought work from home would be better, and it can be. Again, depending on what the kind of work from home opportunity is. It just depends on how competitive the field is that you're trying to get into. I mean, the more accreditation you have, or the more kind of skill sets that you can talk about on resumes, try to talk yourself up and try to look at ways you can, let's say, fluff up the resume a little bit. It's not lying, but you're just talking about having skills that would be more advantageous, right? Like if you're a good typer, or if you're someone who, like, mention everything that it is that you can do. Good with people, good worker, good with teamwork, have no problem being a self-starter, staying motivated. If you're looking for work from home, the people are going to look for people that are motivated and are team players more than anything. Say that you have, you can say that you have, hopefully you have good internet. Hopefully you have a bunch of these different kind of pre-qualifications, and just say that you'll be available, you can work, and all that kind of stuff. So I'm sure you know that already, Kelly, but that's what I'm getting there. Okay, Mondal, are you there? Okay, perfect. So you said, can I become an income tax officer? All right, let's look at that for you, Mondal. Can you become an income tax officer? Can Mondal become an income tax officer? Can Mondal become an income tax officer? Yeah, like what Concrete Surfer said, the free will questions are ones that you get to decide on. I get this right here, 4 of coins. And so basically, if it's something you really want to do, I do feel you'll be able to do it. There could be obstacles, there could be things to overcome, but anything worth having or anything that you want to be doing, it's worth kind of going through whatever the trials or tribulations are going to be. So you definitely can be an income tax officer, but are you willing to put in the time, the work? Are you willing to do that? That's going to be up to you. Because it does look like there could be some obstacles, but anything that's worth having, like I said, there will be obstacles. So challenge yourself. Challenge how you think, challenge what's going on, and you definitely can achieve anything that you want to achieve. Just, yeah, remain positive and push forward as much as you can. I mean, there will be bad days too. Saying remain positive doesn't really help in the long run, but in these instances, sometimes it's good to fake it till we make it, kind of a thing. You're very welcome, Kelly. All right, Mary Doll, are you there? You're very welcome, Mondal. Mariam, okay. All right. I'm not going to do a time frame. I'll just look at will he reconcile with you. Time frames are for psychic. That's for the $9.99. But also, if you guys are paying for a time frame, I'm not guaranteeing there will be a time frame because sometimes the answer is just they won't. So in that case, yeah, just be aware that that could definitely happen. All right, so will you reconcile with your husband, Ahmed? Let's look. When it comes to another person, it's always up to both people to work things out and have things happen. So, but let's see what the energies look like for your connection. Hey there, Seashell. I'm not sure what you're saying, Concrete Surfer. Maybe reword that. Okay, so will there be a reconciliation? And yeah, Seashell case, I can put you on here. You're number 13, but we're already going to be on number 10 here in just a second. So we're moving through here. Seashell case. Okay. No, you're next though. You're after this one. All right, let's do this here. Will there be a reconciliation? Actually, let's do it this way. What does the current energy look like for Mariam and Ahmed? What does the current energy look like for Mariam and Ahmed? That's good. So right now, the current energy, I get the Knight of Cups. So there could possibly still be a good connection here. Basically, Mariam, if they're willing to work with you, talk with you, share things with you, be vulnerable with you, and you guys can work on things that have happened in the past and then work on things, arguments that can happen in the future. Basically, if there's good communication, loyalty, trust, those kinds of things, a relationship's going to go a long way. But if you're the one doing all the communication and this person isn't reaching out, then to me, I would consider that connection done, right? Because both people have to be wanting to work through a relationship. So right now it's looking like there could possibly be some work that can be done. But yeah, it's just, take it day by day, and hopefully they're talking with you. You guys can smooth things over if that's the case. But yeah, so there's a possibility of it, but definitely wouldn't say 100%. All right, Rio, what's your question? Oh, I was going to read your question concrete, but you got rid of it. That's okay. You're welcome, Mariam. All right, is Adhi still angry at RIO? Is Adhi still angry at RIO? Zodi's still angry at you. Let's look here. I believe it's going to take some time here. 8 of Cups in reverse. So I'm not feeling like they're angry at you as much. It's kind of like I would just give them their space and kind of see where that goes. There's still some emotions here though. If there's a Cup card in reverse, to me it's like there's emotions that haven't been expressed. Anger doesn't quite feel like the emotion, but maybe the person's just going through something. It feels like I don't feel like they're ready for communication yet, but it feels like they're sort of trying to understand things from a different perspective, I guess, or trying to see things differently. It's not, I don't know, frustration would be what I'm feeling, or like, yeah. It doesn't feel like rage or anger, but it feels like frustration, or maybe just feeling blocked in some way with that connection. So I'd still give it some time, give the person some space, RIO. Concrete says, to anybody watching this as well, this man has helped me through a lot of shit. May not be what you want to hear, but it always comes from a good place. Thank you, Concrete. That's very sweet. I appreciate that. Yeah, I try to... Oh, actually, Concrete, it's your question now. Oh. Awesome, RIO. Thank you for coming on here. That light will keep turning off randomly. Okay, let me do this here. Move these over. You're probably typing your question, Concrete, but if not, it's your turn. You're up. That is the question. Oh. The one you asked up there? Okay. Hey there, SC. How's it going? No, I can answer that. Okay, so I'll try and see, because it's... Okay, let's do it that way. Let's do that one. I could answer the other one, but it's kind of like... The way it's worded doesn't make sense to me, so let me do this one here. What is coming for you in the future? I'm doing good, SC. You're welcome. You're welcome, Concrete Surfer. So what's coming to Concrete Surfer in the future? You're gonna be next. You're gonna be next, Fairy Wish, after Concrete. You're good. You're good. Okay, hold on one second. Do you want to be added to the list, SC? Okay, what's going to be happening in the future for Concrete? Let's see here. You're welcome, Fairy Wish. I'm trying to be quicker on the free readings, just so everybody can get something. So there could be, I get the Seven of Wands in reverse. So this card here tells me that we could have situation... Well, thank you, SC, for popping in to say hi. Hopefully you're having a good week so far, being Monday and everything. Garfield hates them. I don't mind Mondays, but that's me. So the Seven of Wands in reverse, Concrete, that's going to be someone that is, I feel like we're working through taking, I guess, fate in our own hands. We're working through doing the things that we need to do, hopefully in a safe way, in a constructive way. And I feel like taking the proper steps in action. So the next thing that's coming up for you, yeah, that honestly, it's not a bad card to get in reverse on that one. Seven of Wands normally, if you look right here, okay, look at this card when I hold it face up. He's holding his hand out because people are chasing him up the stairs. And he's saying, don't hit me, don't come after me. When it's in reverse, to me, it's working through things and understanding things possibly from a different perspective. And we could be coming out from something here. Right, gotta be optimistic, absolutely. So it's basically looking at things from a more fresher perspective and understanding that sometimes things happen. Basically, no, not sometimes. Everything happens the way it's meant to happen, the way it's supposed to happen. And sometimes we have to learn life lessons in a way that definitely isn't fun, convenient, or easy. But that's what I'm seeing there. So, Fairy Wish, what was your question? Well, thank you, Concrete. That's very nice of you to say. And I'll be right back. You guys have to do something really quick. So everybody, just give me 1 second here. And Fairy Wish, you can write your question and I'll answer it when I get back. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, lovely T. Give me 1 second here. We're doing Fairy Wishes reading here, and then... All right. Let me do that. Let me see... Oh, there we go. All right, perfect. Thank you so much, T. I appreciate that. And I'm just doing the rest of Fairy's reading here, and then I can go to yours. So, what does Authy think about Fairy Wish? Let's see. All right. What does Authy think about Fairy Wish? One more shuffle, guys. There we go. So I get these cards here. I get this card here, Four of Swords. I see this as being someone who could be kind of fickle or lackadaisical with their connections. Basically, it could feel like someone who could be oblivious to some things. So I think the connection to me feels like it needs more time to sort of bake in the oven, so to speak. The Four of Swords here feels like there's a lot of resting energy, but not a lot of action energy. So I would say doesn't feel like there's anything there at this point in time, but it doesn't mean that that can't change in the future, right? Yes, Carla, I can put you on the list here. I'm going to read for Lovely T and go from there. Okay, so let's do that. Yeah, so Carla, you'll be after Seashell, who is after Lovely T, so... You're welcome. You're welcome, Fairy Wish. All right. Let's see what we can do here. You're welcome, Carla. All right, let's do this one. Let's do that, and let's go. Okay, Lovely T, when you're ready, we can do your question. All right, let's do that for you. Okay, how does Virgo currently feel about Lovely T? How does Virgo currently feel about Lovely T? Okay. How does Virgo currently feel about Lovely T? Okay. So here's what I've got for you, Lovely T. We get the Queen of Swords right there. That's the Queen of Swords. I just like saying swords because it's irritating. Then we have the King of Swords. Okay, and then we have Ace of Cups in reverse. When I see these two cards next to each other, and these cards aren't in reverse, But it could be something where maybe you and him or them could feel maybe it's too cerebral or it's too mental and there's not enough action happening. And so it could be something like that. If I see the Ace of Cups in reverse, it feels like a connection hasn't been made, or it just doesn't feel like a connection's been there, because Ace of Cups in reverse is kind of like the card where I would look at that and say something may want to start, possibly, but it's feeling blocked at this point in time. So how do they feel about you? I would say it's mental. It's mental of a connection. Maybe this person isn't in touch with their emotional side, and so feeling wouldn't be something this person would necessarily fall into as much. They would be more of a thinking person, which can be kind of difficult if we're dealing with that energy, because it's, there's a lack of something there. But yeah, I'm not feeling a connection here with this person at this time. So that's what I'm getting there. So hopefully that kind of answers that question for you. And yeah, maybe something could happen in the future, but right now it just doesn't feel like it's time or appropriate. The energies just feel kind of off. It's going to keep blinking. I don't know what to do about that. Okay. You're welcome, Lovely T. Thank you for the donation. I appreciate that very much. Okay, Seashell Case, are you still there? Seashell Case, hopefully you're still there. Okay, Carla, are you there? Okay. Does your husband believe you're pregnant? Let's look. Does Carla's husband believe that? Just making sure, Carla. Yeah, you're usually here. You stay with me. Let's look here. Does your husband believe you're pregnant? Okay, Seashell Case, ask your question. Yeah, you're next, Seashell. So if you want to ask your question now, I can go straight to it after this one. Okay, does your husband believe you're pregnant? It looks like there could be some conflicting feelings here. The Ten of Coins is a card where it seems like they know something. It feels like they know something. Possibly they do believe you're pregnant. If I see the Ten of Coins, that's kind of what it feels like to me. I mean, can you tell him you're pregnant? You know what I mean? Or it's a little confusing of a question, but I would say it's looking like a... So I'm trying to wonder why we would ask if your husband believes you're pregnant versus just telling him you're pregnant or you're not. So I'm trying to think. Anyway, but... They might... Okay. You have, and okay, and so have the kids. We're not talking. Okay, I can see that. It feels like there could be an idea that they know you're pregnant, but it doesn't feel like there's anything concrete with this person, right? It doesn't feel. It's kind of in that realm where it's kind of in between. I would say. I think you forgot. I remember you asking a similar question, but it's not necessarily forgetting. It's kind of like you got to think here. I work with probably 30 or 40 people each day, and that's 3 times a week for 5, 6, 7 hours sometimes. So I'm not going to remember everyone's story. I'm going to do the best I can, but it's very difficult to remember everyone's story and situation. So, yeah, there's that. But it looks to me like they could think that you're pregnant, but I don't feel like they know that you're pregnant. That would be kind of the energy that I'm going with there. So, yeah, I'm sorry, it's a no-talk situation. Doesn't sound like a good deal. You think he's dealing with someone. Well, let him deal with someone and divorce him, right? That's what I would say. It doesn't sound like a healthy situation to be in regardless. Carla, I'm sorry that's the case. Okay, so, seashell case. Oh, you asked your question. Okay. All right, what is the monetary outcome of doing this kids sleep YouTube channel? Let's look at that for you, Seashell. Okay, yeah, you were asking if he was coming home. Okay. Yep, I remember that now. Well, if someone's going to be that way anyway, if you have to come on here and talk to me and wonder if your husband is coming home and you can't talk to them directly, that sounds to me like a step away from the situation, right? No one deserves to be treated that way. You should be able to have a partner you can talk to and be there with, not coming on here and asking me, who is a stranger to you, to wonder if they're going to try and do something. I'm sorry that's the case, but yeah. That's why healing our trauma is so important. And I talk about that on the channel a lot. Eventually we don't attract people like that that treat us lesser than. Okay, what is the monetary outcome of doing this kids sleep YouTube channel? Let's look for Seashell. Alrighty. And one more shuffle here. All right, here we go. So I'm seeing this for you, Seashell. We get the Tower card right here. And what this means when I see the Tower card is there could be some difficulties, some learning curve. Don't expect success right away, but if you keep at it and you keep going with what you're doing, you could eventually make some money from this. But you got to start out slow and don't set your expectations up so high, right? Have it be something that's slow, that's chill, and it builds up over time, because sometimes we're expecting things to take off right away. I don't know if that's you, if you're in that camp, but we need to understand these kinds of things take time. So the Tower card to me is going to be, let's lower our expectations or have no expectations, and if anything comes from it, that's great. But let's do it for the sake of doing it, for creating something, and then see where that goes. Because a lot of times if you put time and effort and energy into being creative and you put your stuff out there, people will find it. It's kind of like there's a gravity to it, if that makes any sense. People are attracted to it. So that's what I'm seeing there. Could be some delays, could be things that you're not thinking of that you need to do, or ways that you need to do things, maybe skills that you need to learn. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm seeing there. So you could definitely do it. You could be successful at it, but you got to put it out there. Okay. Let me do this really quick. But that's what I've got. And that's everybody on the list now. So I suppose we can do this. You're welcome, Seashell Case. I wish you the best on your endeavors, because, yeah. It's difficult sometimes to get started, but eventually it does get easier, and you learn a lot on the way. I honestly think if you were successful overnight, like really successful, or you went viral overnight, that's a lot of pressure. That's a lot of pressure. It is positive, Seashell. If you want to do something for the sake of doing it, for the sake of being creative and expressing it, something is going to work out. But if you're just trying to get money out of it, and I understand that's what you would want to do eventually, have something else you're doing in the meantime. Treat this as a hobby, and if money comes in from it on the side, that's going to be something that's going to be awesome. But it takes time, and you need to, in my opinion, you need to come at it from a creative perspective instead of from a monetary perspective, because you're going to be more creative if you're looking at it as a hobby first that turns into something later. Yeah, L. White, I can add you here. All right, L. White, what's your question? We're basically going down the list here, so. Good, Seashell. You too. Have a great night. We're burning through the free list pretty quick here, L. White, so. Okay, you're good. What is going on with your baby's father and the so-called sister he had come see your daughter? What's going on, L. White, where we're having a so-called sister? You don't know if she was more than a sister. Okay. Okay, so you're feeling a weird connection between these two. Is that what you're saying? Or a possible weird connection between these two? He wasn't being him. Okay. He didn't seem comfortable. Okay, okay. All right, what's going on with your baby's father and so-called sister he had come see our daughter? It happened today. Okay, okay. We had one card pop out, and so I'm just going to do one more to see this here. If a card pops out, I'm just going to feel for it and see if it feels like something. So what's the energy going on for your baby's father, so-called sister yet comes here? One more shuffle here. So I get these cards here. I get Page of Coins in reverse. And then I get so Page of Coins isn't in reverse, I'm sorry. 8 of Coins is in reverse. So if I see this card here, I'm not seeing a relationship. what I'm seeing here is that someone's trying to put things together, but if we look at this card in reverse, it looks like the person's taking that cube apart, because it should be like this, where they're putting that together. They're like assembling an IKEA furniture kind of thing. A Cubenhausen, I guess is what you would call it. It's from IKEA. Now, the Eight of Coins in reverse to me is like dismantling something. So I do feel like there's a sisterly connection with this person. I understand it feeling tense, but I think the reason why is because they're trying to make a connection with this person again. Or they're trying to make an impression with them. I don't feel like it's in a love sense that way. It feels like it's more like they're trying to make a connection or trying to understand a relationship, and maybe they feel uncomfortable with this person and they didn't know how to act with both of you being there in a way that they could be them, because maybe it feels like it's a kind of a tenuous connection, or maybe it feels, I mean, if they're under stress, I can understand that, but it just feels to me like there's this person puts a lot of stress on themselves with this other person. So it feels like there's a way this person can't hide it. And so what they do instead is they get tense. And it's obvious, let's put it that way. But that's what I'm seeing there. And it feels more, I mean, obviously, you're welcome, LY. It feels more like an earthly connection. Which to me feels like it's more solid. So I do feel the family part. I do feel it just, when it comes to family, it can be, you just didn't understand. I can understand that you didn't understand. But yeah, it's just a connection that's hard for us to understand. And this person, I'm wondering if he has a hard time being close with women in general. And a lot of times men can have a really hard time being close with their mothers or their sisters, and then equally they'll have a really hard time being close with other women because the relationship they have with a mother or a sister or an aunt was never there. And so it could be that this person has difficulty establishing relationships with women, be they romantic or non-romantic. That to me could just be something this person has, and they could just be feeling uncomfortable. He acts like you don't like women. Okay. Yeah, so that would make sense. Probably acts avoidant and non-vulnerable, doesn't talk about things in an open and communicative way, I would imagine, because a lot of times if someone acts like they don't like women, they also don't trust women. So, yeah. But that's what I got for you, L. White, so hopefully that makes some sense. He tries too hard to be controlling. Yeah, that's not a good look, is it? That stems from someone who's deeply insecure, but also, that's developing some toxic tendencies too. A really controlling man can be dangerous, so just watch out for that. Don't want to be controlled. But you're welcome, L. White. Okay. Anybody else wanting to do a question? Okay. Well, we'll wait until some people come in here. In the meantime, let's read the zodiacs here. Or not the zodiac. Well, yeah, let's do that. Let's do 3 cards for air, earth, fire, and water. 3 cards each, not. So let's do air first. We'll go in alphabetical order. So air is going to be Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. And we're going to be focusing on energy coming in that is more about kind of what's coming up for each sign. So what can each element focus on this coming week? What can each element focus on this coming week? Okay. So, like I said, we're going to do air first. And we get a lot of cards coming up here. So this will be for Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. And we have the Three of Hearts in reverse, followed by the Moon in reverse, followed by the Knight of Swords in reverse. These three in reverse, I'm seeing something where we could be dealing with recovering from heartbreak, or we could be dealing with recovering from our own tendencies to break our own hearts, self-sabotaging tendencies. Basically, we could be someone who overthinks everything to death, and when it comes time to take action, we're paralyzed by choice, right? And this is usually something where we're feeling like we're going to make the wrong choice, and so we feel like, well, I'm just not going to make a choice. I'll have something choose it for me. Fate will choose what my choice is. But that is a way of non-participation when it comes to making choices. And then if you're saying, well, my life isn't the way I want it to be, it's because you're not making your own choices and you're not following through with them. And that could be the reason why it's difficult for you to maintain. It could be anything. We could be talking about anything. It could be relationships. It could be finances. It could be whatever it happens to be. But we need to make choices that are our choices. And if they turn out to be wrong, then we learn. That's the best thing about being human, is that when we're wrong, and we understand it, we can try to do better and make it better, okay? There can be a tendency to stay in the victim mentality role where everything is happening to us. And it's not that I'm saying that people don't have things that happen to them, because I do. I do feel like they have that. But a lot of times people will put themselves in a hole that they dug themselves, and they will say that they didn't dig that hole. Someone else dug it for them, but sometimes we get stuck in the muck and the mire of the questions, or of life in general. Hey there, Virgo girl. Yes, we can do a reading for you. What's your question? Will Chamoy get married with Alicia? So what we'll do here, Virgo girl, is we're going to take those energies and cast them into the future. And I will never say with 100% certainty with a question like this if it's going to be a yes or a no. But we'll look at what their energies look like together right now, and then kind of go from there. So let's see. Will Chamoy get married with Alicia? I get the World in reverse, so I don't think so. Maybe this Chamoy isn't the marrying type, The World in reverse to me is non-progressive movement, so it doesn't feel like there's going to be a connection that lasts with these two. So I'm going to say no. I'm not feeling like there's going to be a marriage. But I'm going to do this here, Virgo girl. Thank you for coming on. I'm going to stop this stream and start another one here. But thank you guys for watching. And I'll